When I talk about iPhones, I feel that I can't say enough about them. Today, we're talking about the iPhone 6s, which is the powerhouse from 2015. The iPhone 6 provided a new design and new screen sizes for the iPhone, while the 6s brought more power and a 12-megapixel camera for the iPhone. Despite the obvious changes in the generations, one of the most important things hasn't changed: the display. We're still sporting a 750 display from Apple that is fair. It passes the bar, that's it. It won't compete against Samsung's 2K AMOLED display, but that's not its real competition. Apple has never compared itself to other manufacturers, but it compares its phones to other previous iPhones, which is not a low bar to measure by. However, sometimes you wish they compared themselves to other manufacturers. On the multimedia side of things, the 6s falls somewhere between the top of the pile and mid-range phones. The audio from the single speaker at the bottom is loud enough with little to no distortion present. The output of the headphones is acceptable, won't blow your mind, it's just meh. There are phones with far better internal amps and dedicated digital to analog converters. The hardware is a true spec bump. You have Apple's dual-core A9 processor as well as 2GB of RAM, which run iOS rather well. Gaming performance is also highlighted by the hexa-core GPU, which completely demolishes any graphics-intensive games that you can throw at it. Apple has always been king in terms of performance and still remains king. I have been running iOS 11 on the 6s and it's been a bumpy ride. I can't complain though, that's what you get for running unfinished software. The promise of iOS 11 is big: a better UI design, a new Files app and a couple of under-the-hood improvements. The changes will however be more noticeable on the iPad than on the iPhone. There's a new redesigned App Store as well as some changes to apps like Notes, Photos and Siri. Overall, you have to love the uniform nature of the Apple ecosystem that has so many sold on it. The camera on this phone was the biggest improvement. Apple moved away from the 8-megapixel ISAT camera, which captured 1080p video, and moved up to 12-megapixel sensor, which allowed you to record in 4K. Remember that 4K seriously chews up your storage, so if you have a 16GB 6s, just go for 1080p video. One big factor in cameras these days is optical image stabilization, which only came in the Plus model, leaving you to work with electronic stabilization, which is pretty good in its own right, but just doesn't cut it. As always, the camera interface is great, with Apple's focus remaining on providing the simplest camera experience on the market. What this means is that 90% of the images taken on the fly with an iPhone comes out just as intended: crisp, clear and beautiful. So, should you buy a 6s? Yes, you should. This is still among the best phones on the market. It can compete with the big boys on a performance standpoint, and all this just depends on your preference between Android and iOS ecosystems. If you can handle iOS's simplicity over Android's customizability, then go for it.